Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of Survival Farming on Edgewater, Saskatchewan. Today we'll be doing a couple of harvesting contracts. We'll be spreading lime on our fields and selling some grain that we've collected from our harvest on our field. First things first though, we are going to get to those harvesting contracts after I check over my fields here. Looks like we're pretty good on pH, so lime spreading, but we do need some nitrogen fertilizer there. I can plant wheat now, but I already planted that last episode on our field 36 there that I was just looking at, so I don't think I'll plant any more wheat. We do need to sell our straw at some point as well. But yeah, first things first, I'm going to accept a couple contracts here, and then we'll be moving on to there just so we can get some good cash flow, because obviously survival farming means we're on hard difficulty. We've got precision farming turned on and every assist on except for fieldstone. So I've got periodic plowing is required, weeds are growing, crop destruction's on, as well as precision farming. So I have to spread lime, I have to make sure it's fertilized, and I get rewarded for doing like no-till planting without cultivating. That gives me an environmental reward, which is just bonus cash on the top of things. I would like to buy another field, potentially 42. Looks like it's got oats in it right now. See how much that is. So yeah, that's not terrible. Could also buy this one here, or any of these smaller ones is sort of what I'm looking at. So yeah, we'll do a couple contracts to get some money, and then we'll be able to afford a new field. And hey, if it's got a crop on it ready to harvest, that is just bonus cash right there. I don't like doing that too much, but as it is survival farming, I am willing to overlook that. Looks like our grain will be ready sort of that January, February time, and we'll make about 40 grand off of it, I believe. So not too much, but yeah, that's better than nothing. So the more land I have, obviously, the more the more crops that I'll be working, and the more money I'll make each harvest. So that's definitely where I'm wanting to go, is get a new field or a few new fields and start working them. We got a pretty good size harvester, and the planter can do decent, so we will have to upgrade that before the harvester for sure. But yeah, here's a field. We did spread lime on this last episode, so don't really need to do anything on it now, but we will plant before too long. It'll probably be next episode, episode 3. So yeah, I do apologize. It has been 2 months, more than 2 months since the first episode came out. I just simply haven't had enough time to sit down and record very much. So I do apologize for that, but as of now, I have time, so definitely be ready for more of these. I hope you guys are excited to see these coming out sort of on a regular schedule instead of, every 2 months or so. It's not very consistent of me, but I do apologize for that. We'll get back on a good schedule here, because I'm excited about this challenge here. I hope you guys are too. But yeah, without any further babbling, looks like I'm going to take contract on field 32. Don't really want to do any plowing. That's just going to take such a long time, and harvesting is a good way to get some money. So I'm going to take a couple of those contracts, and then we'll be heading right on in to buying a new field and working that one. Alright, I'll just get the header on this harvester here, and then we'll be moving right on over to that field over there on the top of your screen. That is field 32. It's got peas on it, and that's what I'll be doing for the first contract. I did lease the harvester, like the equipment for the contract, and it's a John Deere X9, so a big harvester should make this field go pretty quick, which is something I'm definitely looking forward to. It's one of my favorite harvesters, so that's just a benefit of doing contracts. You get to use someone else's equipment, especially if you're a little less fortunate farm and don't quite have as good machinery. You can still use some pretty cool stuff. So we'll just get some headlands done with our Kloss Lexion here, and then we'll get the X9 to do some up and downs on the field so we can get this field picked up real nice and quickly and taken over to where we need to dispense the grain for the contract. And with those monies, I should be able to buy a new field. I also took the contract on field 43, which is lentils. As you can see, the number flashing there in the sort of bottom middle of the map. So we'll be doing that. I didn't rent the equipment for that, so we'll just use our harvester for that. And yeah, it's lentils, so you know, you don't fill up the hopper very much. They yield exceptionally low, so yeah, that definitely won't need too much work. So yeah, I'll get right on those, and I'll do a time lapse on them so you guys can see how it goes real nice. And there we have it, folks. Just got that whole field done. Well, except for that tiny little sliver that X9's finishing up still. So I'm going to get these harvesters unloaded into this semi one last time, and we'll take the grain to wherever it is we need to sell it, and then we will have this contract completed, and I'll move my harvester over towards the next one, which again is lentils on field 43. So we'll get that done real quick, and then we'll be moving on to sell our grain after we've bought ourselves a field and harvested it. Here we are at the field, ready to get it harvested. This is the contract that I've mentioned a few times. It is lentils. It's going to be really low yield, so I don't know. We may get like 1 or 2 full hoppers, even though it's a pretty good sized field. I think they're working on an update, or maybe already did an update, where they'll raise the yield of lentils just to make it more of a beneficial plant that's actually worth harvesting, just because it's so low yielding right now that it doesn't pay to harvest it. But yeah, I'm going to get on this field. I'll probably show you guys bits and pieces of it, because you've just had a 5-minute time lapse of the other field. But yeah, once this field's done, we're going to buy ourselves a field. We're going to harvest whatever crop is on it, because I'll probably buy one that has something ready to harvest. And then depending on what crop it is, we may even have to bale the straw and whatnot. So yeah, it may be a little while before we get to sell our grain, but I do hope that we get to do that at some point. So anyways, I will get right on this field, and you guys just kick back and enjoy it. We're selling the grain here, and we'll see how much extra we get. Okay, just about 1,000 pounds, or sorry, $1,000 extra. Now let's collect both of these here. Collect. And we ended with $52,000, and I think we had about 25, so that's a cool $25,000 extra. The combine is pretty low on fuel. I don't know if I can get that little wheat field over there done before I have to fuel up, but first let's have a look and see what I want. Oh, sorry, that is oats, not wheat. Wow, I look like an idiot now. Alright, so this is ready to harvest. Field 40,000, that's 36,000, and that's 26,000. 81% yield potential, 102% yield potential, 86% yield potential. Okay, so we're going with this one, even though it's the most expensive. I spent almost all my money on that. I have $10,000. Should I buy the precision farming information for another 5? Dang. Alright, we're gonna not buy that yet. I need to find a place to fill up on fuel with my combine. I'm not sure where the best place to do that is going to be. Are there any fuel stations around here? Grain, chemical shed, fertilizer shed, seed shed. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any gas stations on this map. Oh, there's one way up there on the left. I don't want to take my combine all the way up there. Gas station. Okay, I doubt I'll be able to afford anything to just carry fuel. Even leasing. Yeah, $1,500. My farm is not large enough to justify that. Okay, we're gonna leave the combine header here, and then we're gonna go and get this thing fueled up. Because we are empty. And that is the problem with having the fuel usage settings turned all the way up to high. Is that, yeah, you run out of fuel so quickly with these combines. We're gonna get this folded up, and then, let's see here. I do want to tag that place just so I know how to get there. Tag. Alright. I'll be on my way there. We'll get her fueled up, and then we'll be working in our field of oats there. I doubt it's going to yield very much at all because there's weeds in it. I haven't fixed the pH values, and I haven't done any nitrogen fertilizer or anything because I bought it ready to harvest, but hopefully we can get a little bit extra money out of it because we bought it with a crop ready to harvest. And with that, we've finished the first little section of this field. It is cut in half by this little stream here. And yeah, we could get this whole side in one hopper, so I'm just going to head over to the other side of the field, and we'll get that one done as well in a time lapse. And yeah, we'll have to unload pretty quickly because we're just about full, but yeah, this has been going pretty well. And after this, we'll get our baler over here to get these straw swaths baled up and get rolling into the next few months. Alright, there we have the baling done, so now we'll take all our stuff back to the farm. And I do need to check what we can plant. So we could still do wheat somewhere. We've already done wheat on field 36, so I probably won't do any more of that. I am going to do some barley. I'm going to plan on doing barley. Maybe soybeans, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But nothing for the time being, so I think our next thing on the agenda is going to be selling stuff. Looks like January and February time is where that's going to be at. Except for lentils, those are in July, so yeah. Anyways, we'll get all our stuff back to the farm. Everything will get shut up, and then we'll be moving on to October. I don't think I'll be taking any contracts or anything, just because I've done a lot of those lately, so I think it's more special if all the progression that happens is because of the stuff I've done on my farm, not necessarily working for others. Now, it is a great way to earn some income, which is why I do that quite a bit, especially on survival farming. That is going to be a very needed part, good amount of income there, so yeah, we'll get all this stuff packed away, and then I'll catch you in a few months here when it's time to sell everything. Here we are in December, and I've got some fields ready to be planted, but again, it's December, so we can't do any planting right now. I do have some weeds, I believe, that need sprayed off. Let me just check here. Yep, so the weeds have grown in there on the field I planted, so we're going to have to get those sprayed off eventually. Again, not in December, because the spray would freeze, and I'm not trying to be super realistic or anything, but, it's cold, so I'm not going to spray. Flax and oats are ready to go, so I will be selling those. They're both at the train, so we're going to do them both at the same time, just so I don't have to rent the train 2 different months, because one's ready now. Flax is at the highest price now, and oats are pretty close, so we'll just call it good. So we'll hire up the field boss, we'll get our gravity wagons, and we will take that grain down there to the grain bin for the train. Alright, now that we've got all those crops in the grain bin storage for the train, sorry, not the semi, the train, we're going to go and rent that train, which I think is down here, so I'm just going to go do that real quick. And then, since it's obviously not going to be right here, I'm going to just jump cut to when the train gets here because I don't want to make you guys wait for it. And the train will be here very shortly. Here it is right now. So, yep, I'm going to get in it, turn it on, obviously, and then we will fill it up with the oats and flax that we just took down here and get that stuff sold and hopefully get a pretty solid chunk of change from that. Didn't do a whole lot of work harvesting this, you know, all the fields that I bought already had stuff ready to harvest on them, so, you know, it wasn't too much work, but still it'd be nice to get a good amount of cash from this first harvest so we can put money back into the farm and get things rolling. So yeah, we'll go and do that, and I'll show you how much money we make when it's all said and done. So as you saw there, just about $30,000 from that first couple crops that we sold. So now I'm going to get everything packed back away where things go, and we'll move forward into January and February for the next few crops that need sold. And then we will, sell those and potentially buy another field to work. I don't know exactly yet. We'll see what we can do with our monies that we get from this. So yeah, I'll continue to get things put away and then we'll be moving forward. Time to sell the straw. We probably make, I don't know, anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000 on this amount here. We got probably about the same amount on the field and back at the farm that we can sell later on too. I do not want to load up another one of these trailers. I know it's survival farming, but these trailers suck. So I'm gonna probably get a little Ursus auto loader for bales. You know, those things do exist. They're usually meant for larger operations, but I have no issue using one for Farming Simulator, especially because I have to pay for it to use it. So, you know, just a little one of those things that'll pick up 8 bales and load it onto a trailer, and then you just go and dump it somewhere and then go get 8 more bales. And since I have a jumble of bales over by my grain bins back at the farm, I'll just use it to sort out my bales that I've already got. Here, let me just show you guys what that thing looks like. So that's the typical one, this base game, and then we got this one over here that holds only 8 bales instead of 24. Pretty simple thing. It's not that expensive at all. So yeah, let's use that to get all our stuff organized. Probably not going to sell the straw yet. We'll save it because the price isn't perfect right now. But yeah, I'll get selling on that, and then we'll head back and probably sell the canola and lentils as well. So hopefully we'll get another good payday. Here we are to sell the bales. We're going to see what we made. Again, I said anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000. Let's see what it is. $4,528 plus the $86 environmental score award. So yeah, man, that was pretty much spot on there. I'm not sure how much more we have left. I guessed we had about the same amount we had on the trailer, so probably call that double, but $44,000 plus the canola and lentils, we should be able to afford another field pretty easily, as well as paying for the seed and the lime and whatnot that we got to put down. So yeah, I'm liking our financial situation here. Nothing major, but you know, we can definitely afford another field here. I'm probably going to get this one here, farmland 16, field 17, because it's got, you know, the best yield potential out of any fields I've seen. 117%. That's pretty good. So yeah, I'm going to pull the trigger on that. So there we go. We bought it, and we'll get the precision farming information for both those fields eventually. I can't afford it both right now. But yeah, we're going to sell our canola and lentils and probably move forward into February. We'll see about the lentils. I don't know. They're both at the same place, which is why I said to sell them both, even though the price isn't perfect. Yeah, we'll move forward into February and see what those prices are. And yeah, can't plant anything until April and May, so don't really need to worry about that for now. What I do need to worry about, though, is selling this canola and lentils, so I'm going to go and do that. And I know you guys have already seen a bunch of trucking grain today, so yeah, I'm going to make it quick. We got them both in the trailer there, and now we're going to head on over. Again, it's in the train, so here we go. Sold it. Boom. Big money. Now we're going to get our trailer back to the farm, and then we will, yeah, get into spreading lime on our field that we just bought to get those pH values good. We'll have to rent that Ursus auto load trailer to get the bales off the other field and then spread lime there too. With that, we have all of our straw bales sorted there in those nice little stacks there, and we'll be able to sell those later on with this Ursus autoloader. It's a real handy tool. It's pretty cheap. It'll cost me like $500 a month or something, which is nothing. So yeah, I think that's a great investment, especially when we get into larger fields and we start to do a lot of bales. That's going to be really nice. But anyways, next episode we'll spread lime on that field 42 there, and then we'll be planting 5 fields, I think, with crops. So yeah, that'll be a good one to see. I hope you guys are excited for it as I am. Yeah, this is where I'm going to wrap up the episode. Again, I said next episode will be planting. So if you guys did enjoy this, make sure to leave a like. These take a tremendous amount of time to make these videos, but I do enjoy it. So even if you don't, I still had a great time. If you got any suggestions, tractors to get, fields to buy, brands to try out, you know, even mods or other maps to do, feel free to leave a comment. I really enjoy those. And yeah, if you guys like the type of stuff that I do and you want to see more right when it comes out, then consider subscribing, because that way you can see exactly right when I put stuff out, and you can be one of the first people to watch it, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's all I have for now. This is me, Fast Farmer, signing off. Until next time, I'll see ya. Peace.